I've searched the entire place and I have not been able to see. I have not been able to see where this information is being collected and stored. And as in certain instances, I'm seeing reductions rather than increase. So I look here, I see a reduction. The app is showing one thing different from what I see on Explore and so forth. I'm having a whole host of technological problems, and I am hugely frustrated with what is happening in the world. And I have been accused of trying to rule the world and trying to put my bridges beyond where it needs to be or where it can be. But at the same time, the persons who are supposedly above me, who are consultants long before I was, are seemingly closing the door upon me, and they are at retirement stage or very close to retirement stage. So I'm wondering what is happening as it relates to the handing over of the baton to the next generation. When I was younger, I speak softly, I speak the way I speak. I am viewed as someone who is young, too big for my age, too young for my age, too mature for my age. And now that I'm at a stage of adulthood at 46, I am finding that I'm being treated like an old woman. So it seems as if these persons are attempting to steal my adult life, and I feel the sense that I'm being forced to hand over a baton that I have not been able to even build to a younger generation who is not even interested in knowing what the history and what the purpose and what the reason, and so that they don't go ahead and repeat what was already done, unimportant, unnecessary, not done. Just not done. You are using, you have persons who are making millions off of simple things that should just work so simple and so easy. Like this app that I'm just using, it has broken and cut the recording, and I just tap and start it again. And I tell you honestly that even if I can't find the first part, I'm sharing this just the same way, just to prove a point that it does not matter what happens within life. Once you are focused to move, there's no reason for you to stop. Which means that the infrastructure within the countries are not geared to cause growth and development of the people within the country and of the systems within the country. I learned I got formalized with the knowledge of ISO and standardization through a job with the Jamaica National Agency for Accreditation. I was the accreditation officer, the position is now called accreditation administrator. And the knowledge that I gained there really formalized what I was already doing throughout my life, because my bachelor's degree is operations management, and operations speaks to the different areas of the business. Standardization seeks to fully automate, so to speak, if it's only in terms of using documents, the systems of the business. And so everything was formalized, and now I'm finding it difficult to work within companies who do not have a per se formalized structure, if it is only even in agreement, because you always have to be asking, and at that point in time you lose out a lot of productive hours, because you have to stop to ask a question. If you had a guiding document, you would just move towards the document, you work throughout the document. But I'm not afraid of challenges, and I thrive in challenging situations, and I spoke before about being a student of production and operations management, and my major which is my major, and my marketing as minor. And I'm just really very disappointed at marketing in the world, because it's become more of a circus than a real activity to share information to cause people to be edified and to grow. And it's really frustrating. I'm not even going to look for the other piece of this recording. I'm just going to share this as is, because I pray a lot, and at some point in time, if no, I don't know who to speak to about certain challenges that I'm facing, and this is the only outlet that I have, and this is what I will continue to do, to share. And I can do it in a very diplomatic way, so that persons are able to understand what I'm saying in between the lines, as well as understand what I'm saying at the face of what I'm saying. Because the aim is to find out who are the other persons who are experiencing these same challenges. Because at the end of the day, everybody is making it seem as if the woes of the woes of the world is only within one little sector, and we call it ghetto, and we call it third world, and we call it the ravishes of the people who live in this part of Africa. And we find all kind of labels to identify and to segregate the suffering that is happening to humans, without recognizing that even within the richest of communities, there is always one person who has to be the beating stick to build the ego and the self-righteousness of the others. Because we can't seem to stand without being in a position of standing on somebody else's neck. Anyway, I'm unplugging, and later, Sandra Carr-Moore.